Hi guys, welcome to Explore Learning. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, and that is how to convert multiple images to grayscale. Without any further ado, let's just go straight into today's tasks. Don't worry, I'm going to be taking you step by step through this procedure. The first thing we're going to do is to create the Python script. Let's call this image processing 3. Let's give the script a title. Let's call it convert images to grayscale. Let's mark it down and then run. The first thing we need to do is to import libraries. Okay, so import CV2, import OS, and then import globe, since we're dealing with multiple images. So create a new cell. This is similar to what we did in the previous lecture, where I taught you how you can read, rename, resize multiple images, and you can save it to your desired folder. So the same thing we are going to be doing, so it's the same process. So in case you have forgotten, you can go back to the previous lecture. So the next thing we're going to do is so for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, don't worry, I'm going to take you through the whole process. Alright, so we're going to specify the image path where we have the images. So let's quickly get the images. Okay, so this is the images. So let's work with the car images. So copy this link. Okay, so let's go back to the Jupyter notebook. Alright, so let's paste that in here. We need to specify the destination path. Okay, so we use the raw string. I have created a folder where I want to save the images into. So this is a very neat way of doing this. Okay, you copy the link or the directory, the path to where you want to save the images to. Then let's go back to the Jupyter notebook, then paste it over there. So that's good. So the next cell is where we're going to start defining what operation we want to do. So let's say I equal to 1. Then we create a for loop for img in globe.globe. Alright, so what we want to do is that we want to return the images in this path plus a code / we say asterisk dot asterisk. That means all the images, and then since it's a loop, you use a colon. We have a sub loop, try, okay, and then an exception in case there's an error. We don't want Python to tell us the error, but we want to generate the error message ourselves. So let's say print. So let it print this kind of statement for us in case there's an error. Let it say operation not executed. All right, so that's okay. So let's start writing the operation, what we want to perform. So the first thing we need to do is to read the image. So say image equal to CV2 dot read. So let's read the images we have in img. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to, now since we are converting images to grayscale, so the next thing we need to do here is to convert the images. Okay, so that is what we're going to do after reading the images. So let's convert it. So let's call it gray equal to cv2.cvt, which is convert, the short abbreviation for convert, and then you say use color. Okay, now don't forget capital letter C, and then you pass the argument. What do you want to convert to grayscale? Okay, so we say we want to convert this image, this variable. This variable contains all the images, so this is what we want to convert from RGB to grayscale. Okay, so say comma, so we need to specify cv2 dot, this is the command that actually does that. So color, now we want to state, we want to tell OpenCV convert RGB to grayscale, so it will be color underscore, okay, bgr to gray. Okay, so this command would automatically do that for us. Now once that is done, remember the normal process. The next thing we need to do, we need to specify the directory os, rather we'll say os dot ch directory. What we want to do, we want to change the directory to this path that we have specified where we want to save the images to. Okay, so we open and close the bracket, and then we have it there. So the next thing we need to do is that we need to create the name for the images. Okay, since it's more than one image, it's good to create a very organized name for it. Okay, so we say file name equal to, put a quote, let's call it gray car. Okay, gray underscore car. Okay, underscore. Now why we are including the underscore, because we want to attach a string to it, a number to it, because it's more than one image. So as it iterate through the images from 1 2 3 4 up to the very last image, let it add the value to it. So we say plus the string str of I as it iterate through the images, and then we also need to specify the image format. We're going to say save it as .png. all right, so the next thing we need to do is to save this image using cv2.imwrite, open and close bracket. We have to pass two arguments. The first argument is the name of the file you want to save, and then you also need to tell us which file you want to save. So it's the grayscale images, okay, you want to save. Alright, so the next thing we need to do at this point, we need to include this last command. We say I plus equal 1. Okay, so it should do this for all the images, not just the first image. Alright, so if everything goes well, this is going to run perfectly. So let's run and see. Okay, so let's check if the images were actually converted to grayscale or not. Wow, you can see the images are converted to grayscale. You can see they're in grayscale, and you can see the name gray underscore car 1. So this is it. So this is exactly how you can convert your images to grayscale, especially when you're working with computer vision tasks, deep learning tasks. You have a huge amount of data and you want to convert them, so you can use this very wonderful technique to process your images, convert them to Grayscale, have them in a different folder, and then you can use it as your input into your model. So thank you for being part of this lecture session, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will also include the link to the GitHub where you can find this code. Thank you. Goodbye.